Okay, so you're talking about growing and just kind of growing in a in a technical career path instead of going into a more management and director situation, right? Yes, look, I do think that for people that want to do that want to keep focus on the technical side of it, focus on on actually, for me, Callie, managing is boring, right? So leave my management skills. So I leave my management skills to volunteers. Okay, that's good. All right. So yeah. So basically, a lot of people have this issue, right? So I wanna grow in the technical career, for example, and then at some point, people are pushing me to do more management, right? So maybe I can make more money or something like this. So my opinion on this, Callie, is that first of all, um, yes, you're right. If you want to keep doing things, right, because that's the thing, right? When you're technical when you're doing things, and then you become a manager and you stop doing things, you start helping other people do things, right? And so or inspire other people to do or manage other people to do, right? So and I understand why some people would think that's boring, right? Because really what we want to do is that we want to because we want to do things, right? And so there's a few strategies to that. First of all, some companies do allow you to grow technically indefinitely, right? So no, so you just kind of keep doing, you get better and better and better, and you do more interesting projects, more sophisticated projects, but you just do it yourself, right? I mean, you don't have a team behind you. You get to a point where you don't have a manager above you, right? So you're just kind of doing things that you think are important. So all of these things are possible, but those are usually larger companies, right? And so sometimes even just working on a large company is boring, right, by itself. So one thing that I like to think a lot about, Calvin, is that if you want to do this kind of things, one of the best options that you might have for you is to be a consultant, right? Is actually to work for multiple companies at the same time. If you can work for multiple companies at the same time, basically, yeah, if you like managing people, sometimes you need political skills, right? Yes. So basically, one thing that I think that most of us should be, like one person companies or small companies or even consultings, right? Because that allows us to keep doing things, to keep focusing on things that we think are important, to keep focus on doing and not on managing, right? And allow you to grow as much as we want, right? Because as a consultant, you can go after the most important, interesting projects. You can go after the most sophisticated project you can find, right? And so and that would be an awesome way for you to do. A lot of people do this by building their own companies. The other one's going to join together with friends and do that, right? Yeah. So Kelly say, I just run a mock at Microsoft. So yes, if you're in a big company, right, that's an awesome thing that you're doing, right? Because then in a big company, you can get to a position where you have like a C-level position and a C-level salary, right? But without actually having the responsibility, right, of managing people, right? So the big companies can do this kind of things. I don't think that every company can do that, but and yeah, if you're doing this and you're just running a Microsoft, that's great, right? Because that's also I have an executive sponsor for the chaos I build, right? As I do Oracle on Azure. All right. Okay. Yeah. So no, I think it's possible if you have. That's what I'm saying, right? If you are in a large company, most large companies, right? Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Red Hat, IBM. Most large companies have a way for you to keep being technical and not becoming a manager, right? Sometimes this is hard. Maybe it's not for everyone. Sometimes it requires you to show like a special level of skill, right? But that's not the reality for most of us. For most people, I do think that for most people, you going on the route of working for multiple companies at the same time, right? That would be your best bet to have the same thing as Kelly is talking about, but working for smaller companies, right? And knowing what roles translate to what demands, right? It can sound technical and not be in reality. Yes, you're right, right? A lot of especially in big companies again, right? So that's a funny thing because big companies do have that possibility, but a lot of jobs on big companies end up being more management kind of roles because there is still in a lot of places. So that's, we're talking mostly here about technology companies. They will allow you to grow, but most other companies, they will not, right? They will see technology, being a technical person, being being focused on technology as something like that's not going to be the highest value of the company, right? So they will want to move you into management, and you might not able to do that. Again, being a consultant could be a great way to do that, right? So I just have like 4 more minutes, right? So Giselle is asking here, right now, I guess that I want to do some things, and sometimes I think that I'm dreaming too big, right? It is my biggest issue. So Giselle, I don't think I don't think we are dreaming too big, right? It's the other way around, right, Giselle? I think you should, yes, I think you should dream very big, right? But I think you have to separate those two ideas, right? You have to separate dreams from goals, from objectives, right? Dreams, Gisele, are things that are longer than 3 months, right? So if there's anything that's going to take longer than 3 months for you to achieve, that's a dream, right? And I think you should have the largest dreams you could ever have in your life, right? Just dream as big as you can. Now, you have to separate those, you have to get those dreams, and you have to turn those dreams into goals, right? Goals are 3 months or less, right? So things that you should be focused on 3 months or less. So basically, yes, you can have a dream of, you didn't say anything specific that you want to do, right? So if you want to give me an example, Gisele, I can help you try to turn that dream into a set of goals. But basically what you want, Gisele, is that you want to have like this big dream, right? I want to be, the CTO of a large company, right? That's a big dream. That's probably not going to happen in the next 3 months, right? You need lots of experience. You need to do lots of things. So now, once you have that amazing and really big dream, then you can break that dream into goals, right? So goals are things you're going to do in the next 3 months, right? So concrete things, concrete action you're going to take in the next 3 months. So for example, let's say you want to be a CTO for a large company. Maybe the next thing that you want to do is put together a plan that's going to get you hired on one of those companies, for example. Or maybe it's going to get you on a director position on a smaller company, right? So, so you can start thinking about, how can I break this amazing, gigantic, very, very big dream? How can I make it into manageable 3 months type of goals that I can then go and try to, and work towards fixing that, right? So basically, that's how you do, Gisele. You get your dreams and you break your dreams in a set of goals, right? 3 months or less. And then for each goal, you break your goal into a set of steps or tactics, right? So steps are things that you got to do, and tactics are things that you got to do frequently. So let me give an example. Let's say that you have this big dream of, I don't know, having hundreds of thousands of people following you on Twitter, for example, or YouTube, right? So I want to have a YouTube channel that have 100,000 subscribers, right? Well, if you want to much more than 100,000 subscribers, you probably need to go into entertainment area, right? Not software development. But let's just say 100,000. It's a long-term goal. And so then you break that. Okay, so I want to have 100,000 subscribers. But what I'm going to do is that in the next 3 months, if I have a YouTube channel that doesn't exist yet, so I'm going to put myself a goal to have my first 100 subscribers in the next 3 months, right? So that's a reasonable, achievable goal. You might not know if it's achievable or not because you don't have the experience, right? So maybe just having 100 people might seem too big for you. So maybe you're going to say, well, I want to have the first 10, right, in the next 3 months, right? Whatever, right? You just try to break it down into something that you believe it's possible, right? Maybe it's not possible because maybe it's too big. You can say, oh yes, if I want 100,000, I can get 50,000 in 3 months, right? It's probably not a reality, right? So but that doesn't matter, right? So you just plan, right? You just say, okay, I want to have 1,000 people in 3 months in my YouTube channel. You don't know, right? You don't have the experience. You don't know if it's possible or not, but you're going to think about it. Let's say I'm going to try to make it happen, right? 1,000 people, 100 people, right? In 3 months. Okay. So now that you have this goal, I want to have 100 people in 3 months. Then you can break that. Now that's a concrete goal, right? So I want to have 100 people following on my YouTube channel, and I want them, it's going to be in 3 months, right? So I have the end date for that. It's very specific, right? Because it's 100 people. It's my YouTube channel. So then I can start breaking that down into steps and tactics. Steps would be like one-time thing. Like, for example, create the YouTube channel, right? You go to start your site. So come on, you can join here. And look, I'm both the speaker and the coordinator, right? So as soon as you join here, I can give you I can give you the room, right? Okay, Ed is here to introduce you, right? So that's good. Okay, so let me get Ed here. So then you can break your YouTube goals into into steps, like build your YouTube channel, decide on a topic, right? So that would be steps, right? And then tactics. A tactic for YouTube would be something like, okay, so I'm going to publish a video in every day, right? Or every week or something like this. So that would be a tactic. Every week or every day, I'm going to be publishing on a video. So that's how you do, Gisele, to get to your big goals that seems unachievable into smaller goals that, your big dreams that seems unachievable in things that you can actually work towards and get things done. All right.